Good evening and welcome to tonight's On-Flow Media broadcast of our men's State League 1 Northwest clash here at Give Reserve. Tonight's fixture, Upfield versus Westvale Olympic. Both teams coming to this evening looking for the first points of the season, with both sides missing out on just a single goal, taking away their initial points for the season. Of course, as we saw last week here at Give Reserve, it was a 1-0 defeat at home against Clifton Hill for Upfield. Otherwise, for Westvale Olympic, 2-1 against Western Suburbs. Apologies. Certainly a season of immense hope and potential for this Olympic side, given their promotion from the 5th Division last season, alongside first place Keilor Park. Otherwise, certainly not all doom and gloom for the visitors. I'm already starting to get at least the positive tallies underway, with Olavio DeAndre Santos providing their only goal so far of the season in that 2-1 defeat in the opening fixture. Just waiting for both our referees and teams to make their way onto the pitch. The refs perhaps a little bit behind the players, or just needing to get the final few checks underway. But they do finally make their way onto the pitch, and so with that, we'll get into our starting lineups for you all at home, commencing, as I always like to do, with the visitors. They have number 5, Christopher Trantafilio Pulse, number 6, Jesse DeMarco, number 7, the aforementioned Olavo DeAndre Santos, number 9, Paul Quoll, number 10, Maro Bonsu Maro, number 11, Nicholas Derek Santiago, number 13, Matthew Cardwell, number 18, Jonathan Stilides, number 22, Thomas Suzkowski, number 31, Tom Yonkerman in goal, and number 38, Thomas Sapert, to round off Phil Georgopoulos' starting 11. As for our hosts, we have number 3, Jacob Lever, number 4, Michael Eager, number 10, Giovanni Liam Celiatano, number 11, Javaro Nepomuceno, number 12, Goffy Lino, making his first start for the season, with the senior side at least. Number 17, Salvatore Accardo. Number 19, Noah Mihalides. Number 23, Sean Timmons. Number 26, Daniel Scopoliti. Number 33, Aidan Hanush. And in goal, number 99, Matthew Symes for Jonathan Munoz' Upfield. And while last week we certainly had a fair bit to mention about Upfield's goalkeeper in Matthew Symes, of course he has gained the captaincy after the departure of Avani Shamoon. He is opposed by perhaps someone with even more impressive CV, perhaps not quite entirely within local circles, but internationally it's certainly one to be rather impressed by, with Tom Yonkerman being at one point Avondale's reserve keeper, having made 7 appearances for the NPL Giants in their 2022 campaign. Otherwise, the Dutchman born in Utrecht was previously tied to Bristol Rovers in the UK. While he never made a senior appearance for the Rovers, he certainly made impressive appearances at Dutch sides like FC Eindhoven, the little brother to PSV. Otherwise, Jonkerman has also made appearances elsewhere in the world, nicely Athlone Town in the Republic of Ireland. So certainly Quite an adverse CV there for Jonkerman. So perhaps not quite as diverse as Upfield's Nepomuceno. As between last week's broadcast and this evening, I confirm quite the career for the Curacao International. Something we'll hopefully be able to get into throughout this fixture as our hosts get us underway. Upfield kicking left to right in the first half in their navy blue and white combinations. The visitors forced into their reserve colours in a very, very bright pink, perhaps even a fuchsia and white combination. Certainly quite modern, quite stylish, and under these lights, quite fetching in a way. Now, of course, despite my colleagues' protests, I'll never quite make fetch happen. Nepomuceno looking for some support. Just manages to find Scopelliti on the wing as he's required to chuck back in to Michael Eager. Eager looking for Timmons with some support off Lever. Back with Eager now. Plays the ball long up towards Lino for his debut. In terms of this present campaign, as we did mention earlier, hopefully we'll see much to impress us all, both here in Persnick Reserve and for all of you at home. Scopelliti can't find his pass. Eager recollects for Upfield. Firm pressure upon this Upfield side. Now we do have to apologise for any technical difficulties at home, due to a couple of minor technical errors on our side, but hopefully they should be all sorted for you at home. And after quite a clattering ball against the centre half, it is free kick for our host, is tapped short into Lever. Lever plays back for his keeper in Matthew Symes. Symes getting, I do believe, to be his first touch of the evening. Certainly, he can very much play a rather needed role in the modern role of goalkeeping, that of being the sweeper keeper. Onush finds Eager. Eager cross for Scopelliti as they've shifted wings. Scopelliti with the long ball looks to send Lino, but ends up with the boot of the Dutchman in Jonkerman. Jonkerman teased, not entirely impressed, but is able to get his ball underway as he whips it deep into the enemy territory. And once more our host looks out the wind, this time Nepomuceno, the Curacao International, under immense pressure. But it will be Upfield to throw here. Nepomuceno, certainly an impressive career at international level, something that is quite difficult to do for any Caribbean nation, having made 50 appearances for his country. Quite a feat indeed. Mihalides taps for Ricardo. Ricardo can't get control here. Their support in the defensive line. Now Lever is looking for support. Has to play back into Symes' keeper. quick 1-2 there between Nepomuceno and Eager. Both players having top flight experience here in the Victorian Pyramid. Eager, of course, being a club legend at 2 NPL sides, being South Melbourne and Port Melbourne respectively. As for Nepomuceno, he previously had time at Melbourne Knights while they were in the top flight, Bentley Greens, since their relegation into the second division last season. Chance in for the visitors, calls for offside, as DeAndre Santos, with quite a curve, does whip it well high at the target. Firm disputes there from the visiting technical area. Regardless, it is Upfield with the free kick, taken nice and rapidly, as I like to do here at Gibb Reserve. Chance for Lionel to be set. Can he get to the head? Gets a touch. Denied by Jonkerman. The Dutch national really getting his body into the action there. Cardwell pressured and is beaten. 2-on-1 between Nepomuceno and Silitano there, doing the work. Lever, ball from range, doesn't find anyone in particular, and with the ricochet deflection, it is throw-in for our hosts. As we mentioned, this is Westvale's second game in a new division. See a shot from range there from Nepomuceno, high of the target. At least by my count, there's a fair few players who are part of the push and push, not only for last season, but for their previous promotion from State League 3 into State League 2 back in the 2022 campaign. Upfield again looking to send their hopeful talisman for this evening, Godfrey Lino. Calls for offside, flag stays down, Symes forced into action, comfortably in control there. And already having provided a couple of cautionary signs for Upfield, Olympic again threaten, very much have a shot on target, putting firm pressure upon the Upfield keeper in Matthew Symes. Scoppolisi there, very unfortunate not to get ever more vicious touch against Paul Quoll there. Quoll, another player in tonight's fixture with top flight experience, with a serial journeyman, having played previously at Dandenong Thunder, as well as Hume City and Manningham Blues in their sole season in the top flight, at least in recent decades. Scoppolisi now whips in the cross, can't find the head of Ricardo, and it shall be a goal kick for Olympic. Jonkerman eventually brings the ball into play, finds out of Quoll, who knocks it on and out for the throw. Shall be Scopelides to take. Once more, a visitors caught by this referee's flag. Offside shall be the decision. Lever in possession. Turns to Symes. Symes now with Eager. Eager taps for Hanush. Eager returning to the midfielder. Up. Ball sent long in for Ricardo to chase. Still Ricardo. Here's some support from Lever. Lever flicks it up. No one's there to meet it. Quall gets under control. He's pressured by Lino. And the foul is conceded by the Upfield forward, who's cautions, but no bookings as of yet. So nice to see from our referee by Goja Doshinovsky. Long ball sent towards it upon Sumaro. Not quite panning out for the visitors. But still, it is Westvale with the bulk of the opportunities going forward. So they put on more pressure upon their opponents than perhaps Upfield would be expected to face against a freshly promoted side, given how that campaign went in 2024. Scopelides just casually strolling up for the throw. Very much a nice little swish as he goes throughout the grass. Timmins. Eager. Belts it. Tapped on by Hanush. Can Hanush get there first? Looks like Shelby Cardwell's ball. It's marshalled, cleared, but not onto a teammate. Presently with Scopelides, pressured by Quall. Looks back for Eager. Eager looking to spread the play, cross the pitch to Timmins. Timmins, very much in the wrong shirt for this evening. Don't think anyone's told him as of yet. Very much wearing the kit, at least you'd expect to see of Jack Bozanovsky. Now, while we haven't had a chance to confirm just yet, but we do believe Bozanovsky is out injured after his outing last weekend. So hopefully it shan't be long until we see the return of Bozanovsky. But that may have to wait until our next home game here at Give Reserve. That being all the way up until match week 7. And certainly a rare Saturday home fixture for Upfield as they'll host Ballarat City. Otherwise, as things stand, should be able to see Upfield in a few weeks as well. Match week 6 as they're away at Sydenham Park. Free kick sent physically forward by Nepomuceno, but can't beat the wall. Scopelides with a long range ball. Again, nothing particularly advancing about that effort. And so Jonkerman with the goal kick. The Dutchman just taking his time to get into this. Winds up, belts it as it breaks into the opposing half and off the head of Eager. Free kick called against Eager, getting a bit of tap in the shoulder there. And so, prime opportunity for Olympic to get her open up this evening. And it looks like it shall be number 11, Nicholas Derek Santiago. So what can Santiago make of this? Referee gives Santiago the go-ahead. He lobs it high. It's on target. So is the gloves of tip of Symes. Finds Epulsino. And throw awarded for our host. Scopellini playing it quickly. Lino knocks it down, but no free kick is the referee's decision. Eager, the Kiwi, so they're not too pleased with the referee's decision there. Nonetheless, throw for Olympic, bang in front of our filming positions. As Cardwell looks to play it back into looks for DeMarco with the long ball. Just about for the ball. Qual under very heavy pressure. Somehow, no free kick there for Qual. Olympic still in possession. With DeAndre Santos doing exceptionally well to keep the ball in play there. Cardwell, Qual under pressure. DeAndre Santos just running out of space there. As we did mention in our pre-match spill, DeAndre Santos is the only Westvale player to score in a senior fixture so far this season. And given his forward runs so far, it wouldn't shock me if he adds to that tally at some stage tonight. Once more, Scopellini with the throw for Upfield. Very much a no-nonsense throw from the Upfield winger. Silitano plays wide for I do believe to be a Cardo there. Calls for a free kick. Shall be awarded. And so, Jonkerman to take the free kick for Westvale. Once again, he knocks it deep. Qual trying to find a supporting pass here. Very much under firm pressure. The former Hume City midfielder. And we shall have our first corner of the evening with Westvale put it in. And it looks like it shall be another of a few serial journeymen in this Westvale side. Number 5, Christopher Triantafiliopoulos. Triantafiliopoulos signals, sends it in. Goes deep, not quite deep enough. Some disputes on who had the final touch. The referee does point for Symes to take the goal kick. And so, bit of respite for Upfield. So that's something that would be desperately desiring at the moment, given sustained pressure upon their back line. Eager. Taps for Scopellini. Scopellini looks for Symes in a more central area. Symes completing the switch into Timmins. Timmins for Lever. Lever taps back to Timmins. Timmins looking for a long ball. Turns to Lever. Lever under pressure. Almost beaten there. Hanush needs to send it wide for Scopellini. Scopellini's forced to chase, but he does get the touch there. Jonkerman off his line. Just in the 18-yard box there. Expert spatial awareness there from the Dutchman. Timmins, ricocheting header back into the opposing half. Not quite as deep as Jonkerman's ball. Qual. Pressure does beat Stellitano's marker. Qual, we're headed past into his captain, DeMarco. DeMarco under pressure, looks for Jonkerman. Sapert looks for the long ball, switched wide in to the far side wing. DeMarco with a bit of support there. Eventually, a free kick is awarded by a referee in favour of the hosts. So a chance just to restructure, get a breather, and take some thoughts into this. In the end, straight into it, typical Upfield style. Lino can't quite beat his marker there. Qual, presently in possession, handled by Nepomuceno, and the foul is conceded. Jonkerman puts some welly behind it. Now ladies, under pressure, will be a free kick. And our first booking for the evening for number 19, Noah Mihalidis. Certainly was asking for that one. And while sometimes foul is needed, just the extent there perhaps might have been a bit too much in the moment. Nonetheless, it is just a caution for the Upfield midfielder. And prime real estate for any set piece. And so, dangerous moments for Upfield, but can they keep their rear end in check? Free kicks whipped in. Looked like there might have been just a glancing touch there from DeMarco. But beyond that, nothing substantial in either direction. And so, goal kick, Matthew Signs, goal kick, Upfield. Eager. The Kiwi just playing back into his keeper for safety. Symes playing wide for Timmins. Timmins looks for a more central option in Hanush. Back with Eager now. Eager taps on Lino. Lino under pressure. Can't quite whip round his marker. Scopelliti throws for Lino. Turn to Scopelliti. With Stellitano not quite able to keep control there. Qual sent by the Olympic side. Qual needs support. Does trying to go alone. Sends the cross in. Unfortunate not to find, is believed to be the head of Jesse DeMarco there.
Thank you.
So not entirely confident given the glancing angle from our filming position. But once again, it's this Westvale side with absolutely dangerous, threatening calls against their opponents. In many ways, it's quite surprising they've yet to open up their scoring tally for the evening. Certainly the freshly promoted side showing immense, intense vigour and desire against the rather established State League 1 side. Qual with the long ball. Tap forward by Eager. Flux in the air. Just casually fisted away by one of our spectators. Tap clear by Cardwell. Scopelliti again. Just casually jogging over. Also, he's got a song in his head. is his natural groove. Chance here for DeAndre Santos to open up at his side. Almost dangerous moments there. Miholides just about clearing the area. Timmins looks wide for Lever. Lever plays centrally in for Nepomuceno. Miholides, apologies. Symes, now Scoppoliti. Scoppoliti sends the long ball forward for Nepomuceno to chase. He should get there first. Kyle just have to get a boot in to clear the area. So throw for Upwell. Cross whipped into the area by Nush. No one's there to meet it. Certainly very fortunate, not even to get a warning there. Our referee very much keen to get that free kick retaken again and done properly this time. Catch there by Sapert into Yonkin. Yonkin looking for the long option. Firm challenge there. Against that field midfielder. It looks like the referee is calling the player back. Just a bit of a caution there for that field forward instead in Godfrey Lino. Lever sent back a few feet. And he plays short with Timmins. Timmins, long pass as it's returned to him. There you go. Looks for the wide option in Scoppoliti, who sends the long ball in. Again, can't quite find the target he requires. Qual under pressure against Scoppoliti. Warning there for the outfield winger. And so Sapert with the free kick for Westvale. Hit away by Timmins. Lever with a touch. Only the briefest moments. Shot from range from the number 18 to Elides. So Elides, certainly not his initial stint at Westvale, and returned there this season. We'll see. Nice little tussle there on the far side of the pitch. So they're all kicking off here tonight at Gibb Reserve. And eventually our referee, Goja Doshinovsky, is able to deal with the situation. Very much seems like it is a case of zip it and jog on for the bulk of the players involved here. There is a yellow for the Westvale midfielder. Looks like it was Santiago. Got the caution there. And so with that, we've yet to see a goal. We do have a booking. Which in a way, at least it's something, I suppose, for the stats at home. Celitano under pressure. Timmins taps for Eager. The Kiwi looks wide for Scopoliti. Scopoliti needs to support. Just but it's quickly tailed by Stiliades. And so throw for the hosts. Lena under pressure. Free kick eventually awarded.
One coming in. One coming in. Chris, swap with Matty, Chris.
To cast our minds ahead towards the end of this half, certainly not too far away. And while our hosts have struggled somewhat to truly make their mark and pressure Yonkman, who again collects all too comfortably, and overall has had more to do off the ball in terms of helping sort his side out with set pieces via numerous free kicks. In terms of just standard keeping practice, been quite a quiet evening so far for the Dutchman. Certainly something that any keeper would, for the most part, appreciate, if not outright enjoy. After all, for any keeper, a quiet night is usually a happy night. Chance here for the visitors as the shot is very much bang on target. Symes, no way he's going to be able to cut back in for that. And with that, it is Maro Bonsu Maro opening up our scoring tally. And after they've threatened multiple times this evening, including with an unfortunate offside call from their perspective, it is finally Upfield 0, Westvale Olympic 1.
Keep working hard. Don't worry about that goal. Just keep working hard.
And so, given how they've played so far tonight, if you were to pick how our season would pan out, surely we would say if either side was going to freshen promotion this year, it would be our visitors who could go on to do a back-to-back. While certainly extremely early on this season, the positive signs are very much there for Bill Georgopoulos' Olympic, who've so far scored in every fixture in the league this season. So fair play to the lads from Olympic. Timmins belts the long ball forward. Can't find Celiatano. Eager into Lever, returns to the Kiwi. Eager looks wide for Scopoliti. Scopoliti pressured by Qual. Shall get the throw. Looks along for Lino. And Upfield do have the follow-up throw. Quite fortunate given the margins there. Nepomuceno trying to spread the ball across. Jonkerman with his first double touch of the evening. And arguably, also not much of an error. It's the only semblance of a slight slip-up we've seen from the Dutchman, who's so far been faultless tonight. Free kick for Westvale. And we do see our second yellow of the evening. This time for number 10 and early goal scorer, Maro Bonsu Maro. And so as it stands, going into the half-time break, it is our visitors who've had all the goals, all the bookings. Certainly, in some ways, curious prospects for any side. They're certainly showing they are an extremely exciting side to watch out for throughout this present campaign. Timmins looking for the long option. Opts for the switch. Finds the Curacao international, Nepomuceno. He's under pressure. Will get the throw. As the ball is transferred into the grasp of Scopoliti. Scopoliti finds the lever. Has now free on him. Nepomuceno caught offside. Nepomuceno certainly having never extended sense a few clubs throughout the UEFA nations, with some standouts being Fortuna Sittard in the Netherlands and Petrolo Plășești of Romania, the clubs whose name I've almost certainly completely massacred. Otherwise, it's in England with Alderman Letic, where he's had his longest single stint, with over 80 appearances for the Owls. Presently plying their trade in England's 5th division is Oldham Athletic. A chance here for Lino, and with that fumble from the keeper, it is Upfield 1, Westvale Olympic 1. And seemingly from out of thin air, it is rapid equaliser and a very, very firm impression for Lino, who has his first senior appearance this season for Upfield. Jonkerman sends the long ball. Can't quite find his target as Mahalides heads it out into safety. And once again, we might be cursed with a constant car alarm. And while we certainly didn't get it on stream last weekend, we can assure you there was one certainly going on for a good 5 minutes after the 90 minutes. Thankfully, not quite kicking off again, as someone's managed to find their car keys this time around. But at least for your on-film media team, is very much one for our bingo sheet tonight. Sapert, just about fine, still Illides. Eagle with the header. It's flicked on for Lino. Shouts for a handball. Ignored by a referee. And fair enough, I certainly didn't see anything in the moment from my angle. I'm sure some of you at home would be staunchly disputing that, as is your right. Somehow, no free kick there. Actually, it should just be a throw. Certainly feel for DeAndre Santos there. And then it shall just be a nice, well-timed throw. So there's some distance on that throw from Cardwell. Go with a touch. We'll see. A bit of contact there against the Upfield number 10, Silitano. Scopoliti with the curving switch into Mihalides. Mihalides looks for Eager. Eager attacks for Timmons. Timmons. Straight into Mihalides. Mihalides now with the long ball. Finally, it is launched. The lever just giving there a bit more welly. Nepomuceno tries to tap it on, but Leno's not going to get to that one in time. Yogerman's ball. It's knocked deep and high. Lever beats his man. Looks to send Leno, who's very much well off. Pretty sure his goal isn't. So I suppose you win some, you lose some. And so Youngman shouts at the free kick. Crunching 2 foot there. Should be a red. Surely it's going to be a red. How is that not a red? Now, while I certainly am not a accredited referee, just a nice fan with a very fortunate position of having a nice shiny microphone in my possession. And while I certainly am not well versed in any form of law, if I'm not mistaken, per the laws of the game, if you go into any challenge with both feet raised in a 2-footer challenge, there is an automatic sending off. And so with that, the outfield midfielder should count his lucky stars. Indeed, if I was him, buy a lottery ticket. Certainly a very lucky boy to get away with that one. Shouts for a free kick from the upfield technical area, falling on deaf ears. And again, that's getting increasingly physical. The referee finally checking upon the injured player. And the physio is called on. So hopefully it won't be the end of Godfrey Leno's night. Though he's certainly impressed so far this evening. And not just with his goal contribution for the Upfield campaign. So with that, a nice chance to have a quick water break before half time, which is certainly not too far away. And by our clock, it's just over a minute of regulation time. Given the goals, given this prolonged injury, it wouldn't shock me if we see 3 minutes added on. But given the rather hyper-conservatism in time added on by referees in this division, it wouldn't shock me if we just get a solitary minute. But in the end, only the referee can say for certain one way or another. In the meantime, as we wait for play to continue, enjoy a very nice view of Matthew Symes' very well-groomed back of his head. Indeed, if you were an Upfield fan, now would be the prime opportunity to take a quick screenshot and make it your wallpaper. The Upfield captain very much looking stalwart, almost Herculean. And if you ever listen to this game back, almost certainly going to thump me afterwards. And so we should be alright to carry on with play. I do believe we've now ticked over formally into regulation time, with more or less 30 seconds gone, at least as good as.
Billy, he can't call that now, Billy. He can't call that now. It's fucking down here, the ball.
And so, we'll waste the decision,
Billy!
as we shall have, let's say, a little bit of politics. For perhaps a more moderate way to describe the discussions at play. But with that, despite the firm disputes from the technical area, and equally firm language, which we do apologise for you at home, if you are offended by anything you've heard this evening.
How can you give that a penalty? There's no VAR.
But with that, despite play very much continuing on, and then just play not being seen, it shall be a penalty for Upfield very, very, very late in this first half. So a nice little bit of controversy going into the half-time break. But as it stands, it will be Nepomuceno versus Jonkerman. The Curacao International versus the Dutch National. Nepomuceno steps up the take, he shoots, and he converts. Much to the sheer jubilation of the Upfield technical area. And with that, it is Upfield 2, Westvale Olympic 1. And with that, surely that will suffice for our first half. And again, we do apologise for any foul language coming from the visiting technical area. As Lino is able to return to the field of play. Hopefully we're quick enough to our mute button there for your home after a barrage of vulgarity towards our referees from the travelling support, who are certainly not too pleased with what went on between our refereeing making that penalty call. So going to be an interesting few minutes trying to get everyone off the pitch as things get increasingly emotional. Personally, when I'm feeling a bit emotional, I do like to get tucked in with a nice movie, perhaps get myself a nice little Magnum, enjoy a nice relaxing movie. I suppose something with a message for us all tonight, given the present ongoings, is why not watch Love Actually? Besides, who doesn't love Hugh Grant? Anywho, with that is our half-time break, so grab yourself a nice cup of tea, maybe a couple of biscuits, give it very much time for pudding, Get yourself an nice bit of cake. We'll be back shortly for all the second half action. Here from Good Reserve, half-time scores, Upfield 2, Westvale Olympic 1. Well, just like the Looney Tunes, we're back in action here at Give Reserve for all the second half action in our men's State League 1 Northwest clash between Upfield and Westvale Olympic. For those of you who missed the first half, please mute your speakers for a minute or so as I go through the goal scorers with number 12 Godfrey Lino and number 11 Javario Nepomuceno. Goal and penalty for our hosts. Was for the visitors, number 10 Maro Bonsu-Maro, to make it 2-1 in this evening's very exciting, very energetic clash. We should be more or less ready to get back underway here. I know I'm very much tickety-boo, as is the rest of our On-Flow Media team. And with that, our referee gives us the go-ahead, and so flip the sides, flip the halves. Upfield, right to left. Westvale, left to right. You know the deal. And someone else who knows the deal, Michael Eager. Very much controlling the defensive area once more. He's certainly been quite stalwart, quite vocal in the first half. Interesting to see what we'll see from him in the next 45. Timmins. Silitano, Lever. And this half we do see Timmins wearing the right style of kit. They've still got the wrong number, let's go and buy our sheets. Not that it matters too much. We'll see if our referees do notice this evening. Left for Symes, who's very much under pressure from Quoll. Timmins, back to Symes. Could be squeaky bum time here. A bit early for that as well. Holidays. Eager. Timmins. Symes to the long ball. Finally sent. Lino. Can't quite get ahead to that. Holidays. Taps for Steliatano. Steliatano to Timmins. 1-2 off Lever. Symes presently. Symes looking for the New Zealand national in Michael Eager. Scopoliti with the long ball. Very much offside is Javario Nepomuceno. Certainly the Curacao International has been quite impressive in the first half. Perhaps a bit too eager there. I'm sure there'll be plenty of opportunities for the midfielder who spread his wings and truly open up this fixture. Timmins. Lever. Taps wide for Eager. Eager. Long pass for Scopoliti. Scopoliti under a bit of pressure. Turns to Eager. Has some support with Hanush. Scopoliti with the throw on the far side there. Played short. He's Olympic with the throw there. Calls for a free kick. Shall be awarded. And that bit of swag from the referee. Yes. It was feeling like it was going to be. And it is yellow card for the outfield winger, Daniel Scopoliti. And with that, our yellow card tally for this evening continues to rack up quite substantially. Free kick belted forward. Looks like it's curving quite nicely there. But free kick, it's the referee's decision. Quite fortunate timing for Upfield's defence. Looking a bit worse for wear there. And so Matthew Simons's ball. This time he just taps nice and conservatively into Eager. Now Scopoliti is looking for the long ball. It's the Sen Lino, who's kept on side by referee. Holidays knocks it forward, but can't find Lino. Scopoliti shouts for a handball off Stiliades. Very much ignored and played on. Cracking track that back there from Scopoliti as well. Lino with the advantage. Can he get his shot his way? He shoots! He scores! And talk about making your mark. It is now Upfield 3, Westvale Olympic 1. And with that, the well high-flying Godfrey Lino could very much be on for his maiden hat-trick of the season. A wasp performance from the Upfield forward. Well, there might be one or two questions to be asked among the Westvale defence in an allowing situation, and in particular allowing Lino to break like that. In the meantime, they'll be more concerned about one of their players who's down, being checked by the physio. Hopefully they shall be all right to continue. I do have options available, as they've yet to make any substitutions for the evening. As we can see, pretty much bang in front of us, number 8, Joel Brandt, getting ready to make his mark on the evening, one way or another. Shall be 5 more for Brandt to wait. As DeMarco shall be all right to continue. Cardwell under pressure and is beaten by Hanush. Scopoliti plays back for Eager. Eager looks for the short option into Hanush. Hanush plays a bit more distant into Symes. As the referee stops play to check once again upon an injured Westvale player. Bit of cramp by the looks of things. And so, looks like there's been a very quick 5 minutes there for number 8, Joel Brandt, who's finally given the go-ahead. And so, in a shake of a lamb's hat, we shall confirm the substitution for you all at home. And so, coming off the pitch is number 5, Christopher Triantafiliopoulos. He's replaced by number 8, Joel Brandt. As number 5, Triantafiliopoulos off, number 8, Brandt on for Westvale. And so, just a quick drop ball for Symes, who quite politely palms it off for the lever to deal with. Hanush. Nice calm marshalling the ball, just to see it out there. As Upfield have to throw. Once again, it's transferred into the control of Scopoliti, who almost has exclusive jurisdiction of that far side wing. Back into Yonkerman. Youngman pressured, but not beaten this time round. Lino could be about to change that. Lino's brought down once again. This time it might be a booking. I'm not quite too sure if you heard that little quip from the pitch there. There's one of his teammates concerned for Lino that he may or may not have health insurance. Well, one thing we can certainly be sure of that Lino does have is 2 to his name tonight. As we wait Nepomuceno to take the free kick. Goes deep. As he finds the head of the New Zealand national, Michael Eager, who heads it away from the goal. And it's really hammering the misfortune for the Kiwi. He's called offside as well. And Michael Eager is certainly a stalwart defender. Well, tonight isn't his night for goals so far. He has been known to find the back of nets on a few occasions, something he has done multiple occasions, particularly within the top flight of Victorian football. As we see the veteran centre-half brought down. It should just merely be a warning as we wait the free kick to be taken. Free kick taken quickly. Lever. It's a bit Holidays. Holidays with a long pass. Tries to find that from Lucino. Shouts for a handball. Throw for Olympic. Maru with the throw. Getting a bit of pandemonium here, as all happening in every direction. Lino for Mahalides. Mahalides into Timmins now. Timmins looks back for Symes, who should hopefully slow the tempo here. After the entire pitch almost became like a cloud on catnip. Eager. Symes. Symes for Timmins now. Lever's ball. Lever with a little bit of a twist and shout. Returns to Timmins. Timmins looking for the right option. Finds Ricardo. As it goes out for a throw. Holidays just falls back a few feet. Now, while I'm certainly not enjoying this game in terms of watching the live stream at the moment, we do know that the Upfield number 19 is very much a keen enjoyer of our broadcasts. And so, Noah, I hope you're enjoying the watch back whenever you do get round to it, as I'm sure you are at some stage this weekend. Now, we do have to correct a substitution earlier declared for Westvale Olympic. Unfortunately, the pink and white combination kits haven't been doing too many favours in aiding player identification. but it was number 6, Jesse DeMarco, who came off for number 8, Joel Brandt, not Triantafiliopoulos. But certainly, I'm sure if you're here in person, you can understand the difficulty. The 5 and the 6 are almost identical in that colour combination, especially under the lights here at Give Reserve. Once again, it shall be Westvale. Looks to the bench. Our next substitution break. And with some adjustment on the pitch as well, just to switch up the structure. We can confirm that coming off the pitch is number 7, Olavo DeAndre Santos. He's being replaced by number 29, Farhan Farah. That is 7, DeAndre Santos off, and 29, Farah on for Westvale. Symes taps for Timmins. Turns into his keeper, the former Preston Lions representative in Matthew Symes. Eager to Hanush. Hanush for Scopolati. Scopolati looks to send Lino, who should be called offside in a moment. Somehow that flag stays down. Quite shocked by that. Play on nonetheless. Not the most challenging shot from range from Nepomuceno. Shall be a corner for our hosts. As we see, number 11, Javaro Nepomuceno. Again, set to take the set piece. And so Nepomuceno whips it in, finds the lever in plenty of space. He sends it cross back in. Now says referee, flags out, and so goal kick for Olympic. Pretty much a moment of respite for Yonkerman. And offside there for Olympic. As our hosts look to make their first substitution of the evening. And so coming onto the pitch will be number 24, Muhammad Ali. No, not that one. Ali, formerly of Brunswick City, where he broke through into senior football. Otherwise, he also spent part of his junior career at their bitter rivals in Brunswick Juventus. And so, 24, Ali on. He replaces number 11, Javaro Nepomuceno, who scored the earlier penalty this evening. So, just to recap, 11, Nepomuceno off, 24, Ali on for Upfield. Shouts for a foul, eventually awarded, with Marrow very eager to take the kick there. That's away at the moment. Perhaps at least give his teammates a chance. Just get up there. Triantafiliopoulos to take the set piece. It's sent long, but it's headed clear by Timmins. Collected by Symes. Makes use of his feet. Symes, yes, another goalkeeper in this division, who certainly makes quite a fine, quite a regimented sweeper keeper. Santiago there. Just back managed to get away with things. Farah. Lino. Bit of contact, play on. Ali getting his first minutes on the ball. Quick 1-2 there with Hanush. It sends to the box. Akado's not going to get there. Yokoman clearing the line, clearing the area.
Fucking wicker! He's fucking all the pin and see that! Fucking smacked him in the fucking head! Get tired of it, man. Fucking the dog.
And again, we do apologise for any foul language. Certainly a recurring theme on our bingo cards whenever we do come to give a reserve here for On Flow Media. We're just lucky like that, I suppose. Farah. Battling against Maholides. Free kick awarded in favour of Maholides. And so it should be time to take the free kick for his Upfield. And it's whipped forward with quite some force. Farah sending it back to Symes. Symes down his area, makes use of his feet. There's a bit of safety as Amaro is called offside by assistant referee. Eager. Just about enough space there. Opts to play centrally this time around into Ciliatano. Hanush into Ali. Apologies, Scopoliti into Ali. Ali under pressure. Assistant referee flags. Do believe to be offside for the flagging.
Part of the game sometimes, you know, part of the game.
No, it shan't be offside. It shall be free kick in favour of Upfield, which did look initially in the moment. Given how the referees were to and froing, which is probably certain until it happens. And so, free kick's whipped in. Who can get to it? Looks like it was Lino initially. Had the headed ball, but is wide of the target. And so, Jonkerman has the goal kick. Knocked down by Lever into the control of Triantafiliopoulos, the opposing captain. Maholides, Hanush, Akado, worth the free kick. Lever with the free kick. Just about breaking to the 18-yard box, but not clear for the time being. Timmons. Needing to marshal Marrow. As assistant referee flags for a free kick. It's taking rapidly to Eager. Now Scopelliti. Scopelliti looking to send Ali up the wing. Ali hasn't quite got the legs to get there in time. Westvale look to send Marrow, but in the end is collected by Eager. Nice and comfortably too. Lever looks for Mahalides, but he can't quite find him. And so, throw for Olympic. Sudevsky looks for distance, looks for Santiago. Can't find him on this occasion. Presently with Muhammad Ali. Qual for Maro. Qual not able to get up to the falling push it forward. This ball turns over in front of the Upfield Social Club. Referee just forcing that throw to be retaken. Not quite up to his standards. And it will be our hosts just prepping to make a double substitution just on the horizon. It'll be our visitors looking to make a double change, not our hosts. Symes. Into Eager. Eager Stopaliti. We can also confirm there is plenty of movement actually upon the Upfield end. So, they will have a double change as well. We'll have to wait and see. Certainly moves and counter moves to be made here at Give Reserve. And we shall be able to confirm those numbers for you shortly for the visitors' double substitution. As we can confirm, it will be number 14, number 17, Liam Ward and Cole Dixon, respectively. As to whom they'll be replacing, we'll have to wait and see. And so, coming off the pitch for Westvale Olympic is number 10, Maro Bonsu Maro, number 11, Nicholas Dirk Santiago. They're replaced by number 14, Liam Ward, number 17, Cole Dixon. That's 10, Maro, 11, Santiago off, 14, Ward, 17, Dixon on for the visitors. Mahalides taps to Lino, returns to Mahalides. Mahalides looks to Lino. Lino in for Ricardo. Can't quite get the final touch there, Ricardo. The area is cleared. Looks like it shall be a Westvale throw. Ball just kept in play there by Dixon. Getting his first touch of the evening. Scopelliti looks for the wide switch towards Ricardo. There's also Mahalides for good measure. Ricardo doing excellently to gain possession. Mahalides in for support. And as it bounces off Brandt, the initial substitute for Westvale, it shall be corner for Upfield. As you can see, he's number 10, Giovanni Steliatano, to take the set piece. Steliatano whips it in. It's headed clear. As Westvale look to press up. They need some control here. They need a little bit more composure. Farah looking back for Jonkerman. Jonkerman looking for the long ball up towards Quo. As it's headed clear by Mihalides. Shudevsky with the throw for Westvale. Free kick for Olympic. With Dixon there collecting the ill-timed challenge. Looks like it shall be number 38, Thomas Sapet, to take the free kick. And so, can Olympic claw one back here? As Sapet whips it wide. It's headed clear for the moment. Hanush very much putting the nail on that momentum. Westvale back in their own half. It's played into Jonkerman. Jonkerman just looking for the right option as he goes along. Scopolisi with control there. Plays for Symes, his keeper. Symes belts it long. Lever. Transfer Philippos as well for a little bit of head tennis there. Lino looks to send Ali. Ali has to fight for control there. Looks like he's able to flick it off Brandt there. And on the safe wavelength as our far side assistant referee, should be a throw for our hosts. Not 100% certain, given our tight angles, but indeed it is. Ball whipping towards the box, Accardo. Looks like he might have just gotten the hair to that one, but not enough to control the ball there. And so, goal kick for Jonkerman and Westvale Olympic. And so the Dutchman really putting his boot behind that one. Eventually bounces into the head of Timmins. Transfer Philippos. Whips it over his head. Bit of manhandling there. Eventually Hanush goes down. It shall be a free kick for our hosts. And who shall be seen by his team's physio, as we're more or less into the final 10 minutes here. Given the time we've got to play regulation time and the inevitable additional injury time, I can reckon we shouldn't see no more than 15 minutes here left in reserve in total. Still, as much to play, much that I can certainly throw a spanner into those works. Host potentially looks to the bench. And so, will Jonathan Muniz make a change? Looks like there shall be at least one. And it will be two. And so, we'll confirm those numbers for you as quickly as possible.
What number? Stop. Charlie. Stop.
And so coming off the pitch is number 13, Adrian Hanush. Number 17, Salvatore Accardo. They're replaced by number 14, James Papadimitriou. And number 18, Reito Muramatsu. So to reconfirm that's double change for Upfield, it is 13 Hanush, 17 Accardo off, 14 Papadimitriou, 18 Muramatsu on for Upfield. As we see, Lever absolutely belts any life out of that ball from the free kick. And we're just about on the cusp of the final 10 minutes of regulation time. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10 to go. Farron. Under pressure from the Hollies. Can't keep it in play there. As I managed to invent a new word in the process. The Holidays with the throw. Looks for distance. As it's knocked along by Sapert. And warning for the number 24, Muhammad Ali there. After some studs. Triantafiliopoulos playing into Sapert, his centre half. As Sapert looks for his wing on the opposing side of the pitch. Again, free kick, Westvale Olympic. Free kick. It's into the box, just breaking into the 18-yard area. Neither side really under control there. Now Scopolese absolutely smash it like a trebuchet. Ali, the pressure, can't keep control. Doesn't actually regain the pill there. It was Sapert thumping it off the side of Celiatano. Eager. Looks short for Steliatano. Can't find Scopoliti. As the throw turns over for Olympic. Sapert with the long ball. Finds Symes' gloves. Just about in his area. Symes sending it long and deep. Can't find a man though. Steliatano, first the ball there between himself and Triantafiliopoulos. Can't find a target. There's plenty of to and fro at the moment, but no one really making heads nor tails of things. So Scopoliti with the throw for Upfield. Again, he's able to get some distance behind the ball. Can't quite reach Ali though. Once more, throw for our hosts. A few cautionary words from the Upfield gaffer. Just try and encourage his team just to take it easy, keep it controlled. And so you can only assume as much as well just to slow the pace down as well and just milk the clock and just, you know, chillax. For lack of a better description there for you all at home. There you go, again, putting his head into very firm action. Siliatano, manhandled. No free kick, advantage played. Lever looks wide for Papadimitriou. Eventually the offside flag is raised. And so given a chance for a referee to check upon Siliatano, as well as a Westvale player who's gone down. Unfortunately didn't see who went down in the moment. So hopefully they are both all right to carry on. Given the number of substitutions already made, options might be a bit slim pickings for either of our gaffers. And it is Triantafiliopoulos who's able to return to his feet there for Westvale Olympic. With the Westvale captain hopefully all right to continue. So he certainly might not have any other options but to carry on. And so we shall wait and see.
Anyway, I'm gonna fucking lose my shit now. I've been calm all fucking day.
Apologies with the throw. Looking for range. Can't quite find him this time around. Sudevsky with the throw for Westvale. False come back a bit by our referee. Lever making sure the ball is cleared. Sudevsky with a long range throw. Can't find his target in Carl Dixon. And so, Simons' ball, one way or another. Free kick awarded for Ali. With a little shove in the back there off Brandt. Brandt very much displeased. But he's not going to convince the referee either way there. Certainly be wise walking away when he did. So, position for them with Jacob Lever to take. Doesn't quite finish off how he would desire there. So just adding things on. This ball goes out and wide. And with that, it shall be a. As we enter into the final 2 minutes of regulation time here.
He told him to, man. The referee told him to.
Got a ball, whipped in. Sort of head by Murray there. Not entirely sure whether it was head or shoulder there.
Knock to the other side. Stewart! Stewart!
Either way, goal kick for Yonkman. the Dutchman belting it forward. Farah. Won't have it this time around. Scopoliti trying to break back. Safe it collects. Wide. Can't find Paul Quall. Much to his display. Ali heading the ball in control, as we've seen the full 90 of regulation time, and so it's very much down to our referee's discretion as Ward there threatens a headed strike on goal, with the ball just glancing his forehead and perhaps ripping out one or two roots. Yonkerman clears the area, can't quite find Quall. The Holidays semi-defeated in the moment, I'm sure relieved overall. Quall plays back into Sudevsky. Sudevsky for Quall once more. Quall looks centrally for his captain, Triantafiliopoulos. Lever looks to send Ali. Can Ali send on the burners? Not quite. He's caught by Cardwell. And it's collected by Yonkerman, who's very much under no real pressure there, the Westvale keeper. Dixon brings it down as it's collected by Symes. Just chasing his opponent there. And eventually does clear the 18-yard area. Finds Papademetriou in a dangerous area. Papademetriou can't get his cross ball in just right. It is a throw, so maybe, just maybe, there might be some late excitement here at Gibb Reserve, as we've just about seen 2 additional minutes played. Lever with a very convincing, very thumping clearance. That's one of our marshals on a bit of a mystery tour. Sudevsky with the throw. As Aaron gets some distance behind that ball. Very impressive from the Westvale midfielder. Dangerous moments. Just about dealt with. Mahalides knocks it long. As we've now just seen 3 additional minutes played here at Gibb Reserve. Surely not too much longer left. Lever heads it clear. Finds Papademetriou, and he's got 2 on him. Beaten by Westvale captain. He finds Paul Quall. Quall looking to send Dixon. Dixon just about beaten by Timmins. Timmins with some support from Lever. As it curves out for a throw. This time taken by Cardwell. We swap wings. Yonkman getting into a bit of action here, as we've almost seen 4 entire additional minutes played here at Gibb Reserve. And certainly the additional minutes allocation from our senior referee being quite a bit more liberal than initially anticipated. It can be good to see. as Muhammad Ali catches himself offside, much to the ironic cheers of the Westvale fans on the opposing side of the pitch. Oh, certainly not too much time left. Given they have 2-goal advantage upfield, in many ways it's quite nice to see them not parking the bus and say, you know what, still a competition here, let's keep going for it and put all the pressure upon their opponents, but do it in their half. Certainly quite nice to see rather positive attacking football, even this late into our Men's State League 1 fixture. As Timmins somewhat humiliates Farah there. Looks like he did pick up a knock in the process. Something requiring a little bit of a debate between our senior and assistant referee as the players go in just to plead their case, as if it was an episode of Judge Judy or any other semi-legal reality TV show. And so there are quite a few, none of them really breaking broadcasting standards by any means. And so Westvale do pick themselves up a very fortunately timed free kick, as we've seen 6 additional minutes played here at Give Reserve. And so, in what is surely seconds left to play, can they make it 3-2? The area is still not quite clear, and with that, we do finally have the full-time whistle from our referee, Lagoja Doshinovsky. And with that, we can say it is Upfield 3, Westvale Olympic 1. Goals tonight begin with the visitors with number 10, Maro Bonsu-Maro, a double for Goffrey Lino, and a well-placed penalty from Javaro Nepomuceno, the Curacao international. Overall, certainly a strong contest here at Give Reserve. Times a rather physical contest as well, but nonetheless an enjoyable contest, hopefully all at home, as well as those hanging around here, around the pitch, in what is a rather warm evening, it must be said. But from us here on Flow Media, that's the last we'll see of Upfield for some time, with our next broadcast featuring Upfield taking place in match week 6, as they'll play away at Sydenham Park, or as Upfield's next home game following weekend, as they'll take on Ballarat City. But for all us here at On Flow Media, I've been William Bennett. Until next time, cheerio.